synchronicity happens, does it affirm something going on in our lives? Show us a new direction or path? Reveal a pattern? Does it happen more than we think? Just how does it help us?
I had a dream that I was blowing smoke rings. Now, I've never blown smoke rings, and I haven't seen anybody blow smoke rings for like decades. Well, the next night I went to a party and someone was blowing smoke rings. Big, fat, donut-sized smoke rings, just exactly like the ones in my dream. And I thought, this is so amazing. I had to figure out, well, what does this mean? So I thought, smoke rings, they're smoke signals. I'm needing to send some smoke signals out into the world. So I have a workshop I've been thinking about for a long time, and I decided to put it into action.
When one experiences a synchronicity, there's often a combination of surprise and of awe. But, you can't just surrender into that and take it just as a magical moment. The question is always, what is it about that I, in this time and in this place, experience the synchronicity? And it's meant to lead much more to exploration and investigation. And if you really follow it and think why there is this convergence of this and that, it leads one to some wider understanding in the same way a dream does.
The consciousness and sort of awareness of what is happening around you is what makes it so special, I guess, when you do recognize when things line up or things coincidentally happen, but it's actually happening all the time.
Yeah, I think when you're like in that energy of sending that out, then you end up noticing when it comes back.
When we're moving into a field of synchronicity, worlds are synchronizing. The invisible world and the time-space world are coming into a new unity. And the more we get contact with this, the more we seek to live in a field of synchronicity.
Surprise brings us more into the world, more into immediate sense of being in an interrelated world. And in working on trying to find the meaning for that synchronicity, it also has the effect, very often, of making one more present and more alert. And so for a while, you even get this syndrome of people noticing more synchronicities.
And so how can we actually train and practice our consciousness to be in sync with whatever is happening, with all the impulses and energies, because it's already happening.
When things just sparkle to you or stand out, when you walk into a bookstore and there's a book that just jumps off the shelf at you, because we're led and we're guided and we're here for a mission and a purpose.
About 11 years ago, back in Pennsylvania, I had a dream where I walked up to a man in a garbage can. His head popped out and it was James Brown. He said, "Michael, you have to do music." I woke up the next day and found out that he died Christmas Day. 10 years later, almost to the day, is when I began the process of discovering what synchronicity is, what Jung is, what dream analysis is. My life changed 10 years later from that point.
Opening to more synchronistic events in our life and the energy that brings, I find it helpful to do some regular meditation. I also find it very helpful to do some regular movements. I also find it very helpful to do drawing and painting, dancing, or music. There are many ways of opening ourselves to what comes.
When you discover that the magic is there underneath everything, it opens the world to you in a whole new way.
Control is not necessarily always helpful. And I think control is often something that comes out of fear and represents a closed door, which is the opposite of what we are trying to talk about when we consider how to be open to synchronistic events and soul buddies.
This reality about synchronicity is going to be helping people orient toward the evolving reality of consciousness.
And so I just would like to close my interview by doing a chant. And it's a chant to the Creator that says, "Grant us the knowledge from above, all the knowledge that is hidden from us. Grant us, grant us, grant us." E hong mai sai se mai luna mai e o na me una no e o na mele e ho mai